Frankly, we never dreamed that the room would be this full tonight. And you don't know what that means to us and our standing in this issue. And I can't thank you enough for being here. And in all seriousness about this issue, I have to tell you, I wish we weren't here. Because you see, what we like to see happen, our public officials do the right thing. Simply do what's right. Enforce the law, protect our citizens, and then guess what? We stand back along with everybody else and applaud them for doing it. But unfortunately, at least for the time being, that's not what's happened. And that's why we're here tonight. We discovered brazen and incredibly bold sex acts of various kinds taking place all under one roof at Theatair X. We discovered that there are women that are dancing and stripping inside the facility, but that are willing to engage in sex acts for money. And then there are two large theaters within the same facility. Again, you pay cash to go back to these areas where a movie is playing, and those in attendance are openly engaging in sex acts in the same room. The circumstances, frankly, were so disgusting. Sticky floors, wadded up tissues, that the individual doing the research and observation actually threw away his shoes. The Clarksville Town Council, in caring about the community, our children, and our families, passed an ordinance regulating sexually oriented businesses like Theatair X. Under this ordinance, among other things, businesses like Theatair X are required to have a license. They're not allowed to be open past 1 a.m., and this one's open 24/7. And certainly the sex acts that I just described to you, the kind of things that are going on inside, would never be allowed. And there's a $2,500 a day penalty for every violation of the ordinances. And there are multiple violations based upon what we have found, as well as the ability to seek an injunction and shut the place down. Every other business in Clarksville is expected to abide by the law. Why does this business get a free pass? And you know what else? This isn't a situation where it's just Bryan's moral determination or Bryan's moral judgment or anybody else's for that matter. This is their law. They passed it. It's their law. Enforce it. When there's a choice between turning a blind eye to these kind of activities, the things going on inside of a sex business in our community, and protecting our children and community, well, our children and community should win every single time. What's happened here, and the reason we're here tonight, is that Clarksville has cited Theatair X for one violation within this entire ordinance. And that violation has nothing to do with the sex acts that we've talked with you about. It was the violation of being open past 1 a.m. And frankly, we sent the picture over the marquee out front that said open 24 hours. You know, apparently the other thing that they were saying today was, well, Theatair X has rights. Well, yeah, they have rights. But this isn't a First Amendment issue. Nobody's taking anything away. And just because you may have rights doesn't mean you have the right to violate the law. You know, the other things that you're going to hear is, well, it costs a lot of money to enforce the ordinance and sue the business. Yeah, you know what? There will be a cost. And the results won't happen just overnight. But the alternative, what's the alternative? Turn a blind eye, allow it to keep happening, and do nothing. Well, that ends now. That ends now with you and me standing up and saying no more, not in our community. We all can change where we live. We can make a difference. You need to know that, and there is hope. And I believe firmly, or I wouldn't be standing up here, that we can forever change the landscape. We can forever change the future for our children and our grandchildren. And together we can make it happen. Thank you very much.